So as the umpires make their way onto the middle, into the middle, umpires Sheena Welch and the Thompson with the Guardians looking to make their way onto the field now for the clash between the Guardians and the Voyagers. The Voyagers won the toss, the Guardians won the toss and decided they were to bowl first. And the pair for the Voyagers, a key sprinter along with Rashawn Warren.
Welcome everyone to match number 2 of this doubleheader on January 2nd here in Barbados. Desmond Haynes Oval is where we are, and this matchup will see the Guardians taking on the Voyagers. Guardians, a team that lost their first one against Settlers, and they'll be hoping to bounce back. The Voyagers, well, they'll be hoping that their batting can come to the fore here today. Jeremy McAllister, well, he has ball in hand for the Guardians, and it's going to be Rashawn Worrell and Akeem Springer to get things started with the bat.
So McAllister, very much on the radar in terms of playing for the West Indies. Here we go with the first ball. And it's put away by a big player, and has done pretty well for his local club, Akeem Springer, the captain of the Spartan side. That was meat and drink and punched through cover for 4. What a way to start.
Short, wide and inviting that shot from Akeem Springer. Certainly not where they would have wanted to start in terms of McAllister, but certainly a fantastic start for the Voyagers.
Big appeal for a catch at the wicket, and he goes. So after being hit through the cover area for boundary, McAllister produces a very good delivery, and Springer departs, caught behind. Early success for the Guardians. It's 4 for 1.
Yeah, you say very good, Andrew, but I think you're giving McAllister a bit more credit in terms of that delivery. It was a lot fuller than the previous one, a lot wider as well, but just chasing that one was Springer. At the end of his levers, almost taking a fine edge, and well, he's got to depart for 4. It's 4 for 1.
Yeah, when I had a chance to see the monitor, you're right, it was very wide, the off stump, almost a wide, and Springer went after it, got the edge. Have a look at that, that's almost a wide. And didn't get close enough to it as well. The edge found the catch taken, and McAllister is celebrating. So early success for the Guardians. Javon Groves, the little batsman, coming to the crease. So McAllister, who certainly has impressed many in recent times, and as I said, would have been considered for selection to Australia.
Groves there wanted changes for this Voyagers side. I didn't play in the last one, a side which had a couple problems with the bat. A side which also carries Dwayne Smith, who's the captain, and he's been batting down the order, and it's been a very interesting choice from him, especially given how short a format we're playing, and a lot of discussions surrounding whether or not he should be actually at the top of the order, taking advantage of that power play.
That's going to be called a wide by umpire Welch. Good to see the ladies involved. Sheena Welch is the umpire. And that was too wide, the off stump.
Voyagers coming into this one, sitting at the bottom of the table, just one victory from the 3 matches that they played. They were beaten by the Settlers to start, and then they got the better of the Warriors and then lost to the Titans. And the Guardians doing a bit better than them. The only loss so far for them would have been versus the Settlers. And it was a case of their batting and not really firing in that one. And I guess that also played a part in the way they've opted to bowl first this time around in that match. They batted first rock back for just 79 from the 10 overs.
Well, gone. Poor shot from Grosvenor, and McCallum strikes again. An early pressure for the Voyagers. They're 5 for 2.
Well, things certainly interesting here. Another delivery that's wide of that off stump. Would have been called a wide as well had he not played at it, Grosvenor. But those batting woes for the Voyagers, they continue. He goes without scoring. It's 5 for 2.
And both dismissals of very wide deliveries. So major disappointment for the Voyagers with the loss of their 2 wickets. Nothing deliveries really, but they got the wickets, and that's what matters as far as McAllister is concerned.
Yes,
the Pisa comes to the crease now. Scott Worrell, who hasn't had an opportunity to face an early pressure for the Voyagers.
Yeah, a lot of early pressure, and actually pressure that they've put onto themselves. When you look back at the balls that brought about the wickets, McAllister will look back and say, well, hey, he knows he's bowled a lot better. But certainly he would take those 2. In our case, the middle order having to do the job now for the Voyagers, something that they have not done in the previous games.
So, what a start for McAllister, producing some deliveries that were wide to get wickets, picking up 2, and just conceding 5 from the first over. It's 5 for 2.
What an eventful over we had there from Jar McAllister. A lot of pace on offer, as you expect, but certainly not the best in terms of the lines or lengths from him. But when you look at the fact that he's picked up 2, it's the ideal start for the Guardians. Probably might tell yourself that they will give him another over, get those 2 out of the way.
So Taj Tavernier, who is Dominican and plays for the University of the West Indies in the local competition, will bowl the second over.
A combination of spin and pace, something that we've seen at the top of the order for quite a number of these skippers in terms of the options for them.
Sean Worrell, who plays here at Carlton, side that actually was demoted last year in the local competition. He's had the experience of playing for Barbados in a couple of matches as well. Solid left-handed batsman. We'll get off the single. Down to that short fine leg game. It didn't hit it very well. Hit the bottom of the bat, but was able to get away with it. But this has been a very good start for the Guardians so far. McCallum picking up those 2 wickets, and Tavernier, with his off breaks, has started well.
Yeah, certainly this is what the skipper and Kyle Corbin would have hoped for when he asked the Voyagers to bat first. Would have hoped that he could have played some early pressure, and you more so were thinking on the lines of dot balls. But hey, these early wickets to go along with those dot balls as well means that they kind of could take a grip of how things go throughout this power play.
Now that's a boundary. One of the leg stump and put away quite easily by De Pisa. That's gone down to backward square for 4. Well played.
Yeah, just dropped practically back of a length there from Taj Tavernier. Obviously just drifting on with the angle as well. Right arm over the wicket, onto one knee, and deposited towards that square leg boundary for De Pisa to pick up the first boundary.
But more runs again, this time on the offside. Square the wicket. 4 more.
Yeah, the length is the problem here from Tavernier at the moment. Dropped short onto the legs, previous delivery, dropped short, wide of the off stump. And certainly with the power play in effect, takes good advantage there at the P's. And this more so is what the Voyagers would have hoped for in terms of the type of start that they were looking at.
More runs again. Short and punch through cover. Magnificent shot for 4.
Well, he's being unsettled at the moment, Taj Tavernier. Boundary to close out the over. And it's now 18 for 2 after 2.
Yeah, the first 3 balls were good. Just 1 run coming. But the last 3, 4, 4, 4. And the Pisa started well. He's got 12 from just 4 balls.
Yeah, capitalizing on the length. More so from Tavernier on that particular occasion. That one slightly fuller, yes, but definitely not the length that he wants to be bowling, especially given he's not looking to turn it. Just hitting through the line of that one was the Pisa. Now getting that run rate going in a positive direction.
It is exactly 9 now.
It's going to be Gary Austin from the northern end.
So Gary Austin to take it up. That's going to be a wide. Big, strong man is Gary Austin. But it was a heavy ball as well, but it was ill-directed. And umpire Welch has had some work to do.
Yeah, quite a heavy ball indeed. I think back to that last match that Austin bowled, and the very first delivery he actually broke the stump. It was Kevin Wickham facing at that particular stage, but certainly carries that pace factor, Gary Austin, but he also carries that wayward factor at times as well. But certainly when he's able to line it up, he's a very difficult campaigner to face.
He's very tall, broad-shouldered, and has got a bit of pace, as you said. Now that's going to go out to the boundary, and we'll get there as well. By signal by the umpire, so he's all over the place.
Yeah, wicketkeeper Shakir Paris not doing the best job behind the stumps as well. They're that one dying in front of him. You saw a bit of a wave movement as well after that ball passed the bat, so that certainly will encourage Gary Austin. Obviously, there's no first slip there in play, but probably just needs to line it up a little better, allow that ball to shape away from the bat.
Much better length employed. Full. Batsmen were all just getting the bottom of the bat.
Looking to open up there was World. And funny enough, that's something that you've actually seen a lot of batters do towards Gary Austin. Not many of them looking to get into the line of it. Obviously, a lot of that has to do with the fact that that additional pace that he carries. And usually, he's quite sharp in terms of his bouncers as well. So probably setting himself up for that shorter delivery from Austin.
So World has now faced 6 balls for just a run. The rate is 9.20, and the piece has been in a hurry so far. It's got 12 from just 4 balls. Very good bowling indeed by Austin. Perfect Yorker. And that's the way to bowl.
Well, that's exactly what skipper Kyle Corbin has been asking him to do, because he questioned whether or not he might go to that short ball. It's something that we've seen him do throughout his tournament. It's something that we've seen him do across the local cricket circuit as well. But just before that delivery, Kyle Corbin was gesturing to him, it's working. Don't change it. Go there again. And the execution as well is on point from Gary Austin, because several bowlers go for that very full length but find themselves just short of that length in driving range. But he's really been nailing those Yorkers so far, Gary Austin.
But if we want to finish strongly, it's been very economical for him so far. Again, he likes to go full. And it has been successful for him. And we want to just finish the over, possibly with a dot. On the other hand, of course, Depizu struck 3 4s already. will be on the hunt to try to get some runs here. It's been an interesting start so far. It's 24 for 2.
Corbin just having another word with him at the top of his mark, and probably just tell him to keep it simple. Go back to that as well.
Again, he's full, and again, he's successful in that he's able to produce a ball that the batsman had difficulty in putting away. It's been a good over from the big left-hander. So, some 3 gone now. It's 25 for 2.
Yeah, certainly a very good over from him. You got a little concerned when you saw him spray that one down the leg side in terms of the 4, or rather in terms of the wide that he started with, but certainly came back quite well, found the length required for him, because especially at the type of pace that he bowls, not many batters are looking to get out there on the front foot towards him. So an excellent over there from Gary Austin to pair what was done by McAllister from that top end as well, and certainly a quiet start at the moment, just 25 now from 3.
So Jaden Roberts comes into the attack. Former Barbados under 19 cricketer, plays for Wilde in the local competition. Had an opportunity to see him bat in the local competition this year on a couple of occasions. He made 100 and batted very well. Highly thought of, and a decent medium fast bowler as well. We start over number 4. Just a single.
The pacer certainly doing the job for Kyle Corbin at the moment. Jaden Roberts operating with a different ploy to what we saw from Gary Austin at the other end, into the surface and asking them to hit towards that square leg boundary, that deep mid-wicket area, whereby they're hitting against the wind. So obviously will be a by far more challenging shot option for them.
He's sharpish. And sometimes you look at someone like him and say he's just a medium pacer, but he's a bit more than that. He's deceptive, rushes onto you. And those that really tell me that he's a good all-round in the making. Certainly can bat. It's known more for his batting. But bowls a decent medium fast, as we've seen so far. Just a single. The thing about that last delivery was the change of pace. Leg bike signaled by the umpire Dave Thompson, who did the 12 o'clock game as well. But the change of pace confused the batsman a bit. And of course, variety is so vitally important when you play this kind of cricket.
Yeah, you talked about change of pace, but also change of lengths as well, because he started fractionally short of a length, Jaden Roberts, with pace on into the surface. Now it's going to touch fuller here to Rashawn Worland. If he can close it out, it'll be a fantastic power play for them.
Well, that's very well hit. Very well hit over mid-wicket. That's gone for 6 with so much ease in the shot from Worrell. And that will do his confidence the world of good. He's been generally quiet. But that's a beautiful hit over that mid-wicket. That's gone for 6. Look at that. Timing to perfection.
Yeah, certainly a fantastic shot from him. We say, Jaden Roberts will be looking to close out the over, keep things quiet, but at the same side of it, or on the opposite side of the coin, Rashawn Worrell will be looking to capitalise on the fact that only 2 are allowed outside of the circle.
And more runs, another boundary. Or will it get there? No, in fact, the outfield is a bit heavy, so they'll get what should be a third. Good aggressive run in, and they come back for 3. Wide signal by the umpire. Oh no, Mr. Roberts. Down the leg side. Keeper couldn't catch it. So after bowling well, the last 2 deliveries, producing runs of 6 and now 3 wides, So the over doesn't look the same anymore.
Yeah, certainly not. Started with a single, then 2 leg buys, 3 runs in total in the over for them, but then adding 10 at the end of it, and then you will say, hey, this has been a fantastic over to close out the power play. Should they be able to not lose a wicket here?
So yes, that power play is very much there with us now, and we've now completed 4 overs. It's now 39 for 2.
Yeah, it's just so interesting how quickly things can change for you, because at some stage we're saying, okay, it would have been a case of they probably just get about 30 or so in the power play had Jaden Roberts continued to bowl how he did in terms of those first 4 deliveries. It was a fantastic shot though from Rashawn Worrell, hitting that one over deep mid-wicket, but how quickly the complexion of the power play stage has changed for them in terms of adding those 15 runs at the back end in terms of the final 3 balls. So 39 for 2 is where we stand now at the end of the power play.
So Rashawn Primus comes into the attack. Would have had the experience of playing for Barbados. Plays for Wanderers in the local competition. Same club as Craig Brathwaite, the West Indies captain. Jason Holder as well, former West Indies captain.
Yeah, just bowled 1 over in the match before this, went for 10 before he was taken off by skipper Kyle Corbin. He'll be hoping that he can go a lot more economically in this one. Usually is someone that bowls back into the pitch. Bowls a heavy ball, as they say in cricket. Just taking some time to get the field set here at the moment. Kyle Corbin now asking the third man to drop back onto the boundaries. A man at deep backwards square leg, a man at deep mid wicket as well, in addition to a man at long on.
Oh, that's very well played. Down to backward square, that's gone for 4.
Yeah, I mentioned the fact that Primus is somebody who usually bowls back of a length into the surface. That time though, it's the line of delivery that failed him on that particular occasion. Easily for Rashawn Worrell to work that one off the hips down towards that fine leg boundary. You know, he hope he can get a few more of those to get himself going.
Just trying to get his run right, just remarking it. And we'll just try to get that length and line right. He goes full on this occasion, just a single. In fact, they'll get a second as the return comes in, but a good aggressive running from these 2 young men. Going for the first run quickly, and as the ball slowed, as it got up towards that long on area, they pushed for the second. And they would have also known the fielder McAllister was not the quickest in the world, so they got 2 well done to these 2 men, good aggressive cricket.
Yeah, that 2 all down. In fact, probably I would say to DePisa, because he certainly set off quite hard, and especially given that he would have been the one coming back to the danger end. It would have been his call. You really saw that intensity from him. very experienced campaigner is Rashawn Primus.
And that was bowled with some pace. Banged in short. And flew as the batsman played a bit early.
Yeah, that's what we're going to get from Rashawn Primus. Once again, the fact that he will always use that surface at some stage, just given how much pace he's able to deceptively conjure up. Rashawn Primus gets onto batters a lot quicker than they expect, rushes them, especially when it comes to that pull shot.
Now, will he go full here? Or will he go short again? We shall see. That's going to be called a wide. Good pace, but ill-directed down the leg side. Yes, he can be all over the place sometimes, Primus. But such a dangerous cricketer he is, with bat and with the ball, as we've seen in the past. Will they come out for the second? They will. And they get home easy. Good aggressive cricket. Sometimes, and not often, that you see that kind of running. Some batsmen just depend on the boundary, but you need those 2s and 3s, and they were good in the over. And at the end of over number 5, the Voyagers are 49 for 2.
Once again, Depiza setting off quite hard in the initial stages, and you simply knew he was coming back. Yes, it's a very long boundary out there. Yes, Jeremy McAllister isn't the fastest in terms of fielders, but once again, Depiza for me is that deciding factor in coming back towards that danger end. And it's these moments that certainly matter in contests like these, because you turn those ones into 2. He's there on 15 from 10, and Rashawn Worrell 16 from 15. They'll be hoping that they can turn over that strike rate, get things ticking over a lot quicker for them. 49 for 2 they are at the halfway stage.
49 for 2.
So Rashawn Williams comes in the attack. Left arm orthodox spinner. As we start over number 6. He actually plays for Yorkshire in the local competition, but has switched clubs. Once played for the Wanderers Club, and now finds his home at Yorkshire. Now Depiza goes for the first quickly and will come back for the second. Good aggressive run again. Long on, had to come across to the right, but always 2 there. So the 50 is now come on the board for the Voyagers in over number 6.
Yeah, good running once. Again, they're not finding the boundaries, but still picking up the runs. This time, unable to get 2. But a fantastic start here from Rashawn Williams. Just in terms of the pace that he's bowling at the moment. We've seen a couple spinners just push the ball through a lot more. He's opting to just hold it back. Asks batters to put the pace onto it, and they're struggling at the moment to time that ball. The matchup, though, at the moment will favour Rashawn Worrell, coming towards his leg side, coming with the wind as well. You're probably going to tell yourself that he might be just a bit flatter, pushing it outside of that off stump, asking him to hit towards the cover, asking him to hit towards long off.
We certainly got away with that. And Worrell disappointed he wasn't able to put that ball away.
This one falls safely, but good bowling from Williams, because it will take a lot of effort for the likes of Worrell to get that ball from so wide of the off stump down towards the leg side where he's targeting. So he's winning the matchup at the moment.
Just conceding 5 runs in the over. And Surtees finishes the over very strongly indeed. Just 5 from his over. And that has been a pretty good over by the Guardians. The Voyagers are 54 for 2.
After 6 overs, Word is on 18 and the Peanut is on 18 as well. 54.
So McCallum's first over was good, picking up 2 for 5. Tavernier was expensive, conceding 13. And Roberts, after a good start, last couple of deliveries were not good at all. Primus has been that expensive as well, but Williams certainly has been good. It's only over costing 5. So it's at a very interesting stage in terms of the Voyagers. 6 overs gone, they're 54 for 2. And we want to get a move on here as McCallum comes back into the attack. So just 4 overs remaining now. And they've elected to go with the pace of McAllister.
He picked up 2 in what was the first over of the game with a couple wide-ish deliveries. He's actually got protection down at third man, whether or not he opts to go wide and full again. And that protection comes into play now.
And again, the running is very good from DePisa. Looks a very fit man as well. Going for the first run quickly, then coming back for the second. This third man had to move to the left. So one of the features about this inning so far has been the good aggressive running.
Yeah, certainly. And I mentioned the fact that, in light of the fact that they're unable to really get the boundaries, unable to get the score ticking over in that type of fashion, this running is what they need at the moment.
They're going to come back for the second, and we'll get it too. A little hesitation about going for that second run, but again, aggressive and successful as well.
Yeah, successful, but I don't think that skipper Kyle Corman will mind this too much, especially given that Jeremy McAllister at the moment is bowling to his field. Looking at how things are going, you can see that the pro has asked him to hit towards the wind, asking the piece to hit towards that offside.
We get another 2. Need a boundary or 2 here. You're right. Corbin wouldn't mind this once he can stop the boundaries.
Yeah, at this stage, at this rate, you're probably going to tell yourself that they're going to probably get up to maybe 85, 90, if so much, without having boundaries involved in the innings. And anything certainly in that range of 85, 90 or so, Kyle Corbin and his side will be happy to chase on this wicket. You would have to say in terms of execution, now this is certainly brilliant from Jar McAllister. Actually a little better also than the first over, which picked up the 2 wickets as well, because looking at those wickets, certainly extremely wide deliveries, and had they been left would have been called wide. But this occasion, just getting the line of it right to match up with the length that he was bowling in the first one.
That's going to be called a wide.
Well, as soon as I praised him in terms of that line, just gets it a little wrong, is I guess more so because of that off-pace delivery that he was attempting to bowl on that particular occasion. So you can't really fault him there too, in terms of the fact that that is what his skipper is asking him to bowl in terms of outside of that awesome. Just getting a little wrong on that particular occasion. Things certainly very quiet here for the Voyagers, and this is where you bring back up that question in terms of the captain, Dwayne Smith, and it's a question that we also asked when we talked about Kadeem Allen, and once again, he didn't come to bat, and we said, well, hey, had to be maybe an injury or something of that like. But Dwayne Smith, looking at this scenario now, after this 3 overs left, 18 deliveries, that's not something that you want to tell yourself that your most experienced, your biggest hitter should be coming into face. Should be a case of had to be at the top of the order. Worst case, coming 1 down at 3. Probably will look for 2 again here.
And we'll get it comfortably as well. But a good over. Again, for the Guardians, they've kept things very quiet indeed. 7 gone at 64 for 2.
Yeah, very quiet indeed. Having won the toss and electing to field, I do know that Kyle Corbin and his Guardians at the moment have to be feeling as if they are in the driver's seat of this particular match. Not too many tall towers there to look at. We had a case of over number 2 and over number 4 being the hardest hit. But since then, it's just been a couple houses, you would have to say, for the Voyagers, and they'll be hoping that they can maybe add 1 or 2 skyscrapers here to close things out.
Yeah, you're right. Just 3 overs left now. The rate is 9.14, and they'll have to try to get a move on here. The Guardians will be very happy with what has happened so far. They've kept things very quiet.
Indeed. McAllister on the screen there just now picking up those 2 wickets in the first over. The 2 wickets, it certainly rocked the Voyagers at the start.
Oh, what a shot. What a shot from De Pisa. Beautifully played, well timed, well placed. That's gone for 6.
Well, Jamali Lynch is greeted with a big blow, certainly different in terms of pace in comparison to the likes of Gary Austin and Jeremy McAllister. Usually has to rely more so on his slower deliveries, but on occasion just bowling what you consider to be a very average delivery. And well, De Pisa, he needed no invitation there. They need to get a move on, and that could be the start of it.
Corbin is having a little word with his young bowler, Lynch, but it was a good shot. I mean, and it's right at the start. First ball of over number 8, with like a big over here, and over in which they can maybe make about 20.
Well, the Voyagers dressing room at the moment won't be too pleased with what they have on the board. We'll be hoping, though, that this pair certainly can pick up that scoring rate. But that conversation between Corbin and Lynch had to be one of a case of, hey, if you're going to go up there, get it a lot fuller. If not, pull it back and rely on that change of pace.
No ball. Wow. Free hit is an offer. So after conceding the 6 of the first ball, his second is a no ball.
Well, that's what you need if you are the Voyagers to get things going for you. A chance to have a free swing here for Sean Worrell. Usually favors that leg side. Getting very tight onto that line there was Lynch.
Well, the free hit has not been put away. They look for second, but not on this occasion, just a single. So good comeback delivery. It was a bit slower and wider, and Worrell had to reach for it.
Going towards what is probably the longest part of the ground, down towards long on, or rather long off on that particular occasion for Sean Worrell. And that's certainly where Lynch would want him to be hitting towards. In terms now of the Pisa and the protection that he has, that square leg and deep mid wicket and long on, that is the areas they're going to tell yourself that he wants to be going towards. The fact that I can see a man on the cover boundary and a long off as well probably tells me that he wants to be a bit fuller also.
Well, he's strayed and has been punished. That's going to go down to that fine leg area. It was badly lined again. Not what the captain would have ordered here from Lynch.
Yeah, given the field that we were describing just now, that's not the type of delivery that he would want to be bowling too often. There's a man at fine leg in the circle, and he had no chance of stopping that one. Back of a length and down the leg side, and helped away by DePisa. He moves to 34 now.
So good work by Williams to get across. And they'll get the second run because the throw from Williams was in no man's land. They got the second. But this is the kind of over that the Voyagers would be looking for. Still 2 to come.
Yeah, 15 runs already from this over. And there certainly should be no turning back for them, especially given that just 2 wickets have fallen.
Well, that was banged into the pitch, and it's lucky to have gotten away with that. So the last ball of over number 8 is about to be bowled. And no doubt, DePisa, who's firmly set now, 36 from 23 balls, will be looking for a boundary here. We'll get a second. Good return as well. Pinpoint accuracy. Had to skate home, but got home quite comfortably in the end. So, I'll put it over for the Voyagers. 8 gone is 81 for 2.
17 runs coming in that over. And if my math serves me correctly, I do believe that's the most runs in any over so far for this innings. They'll be hoping that they can duplicate that coming on to the last 12 deliveries of this one. Looking at, in terms of these strike rates, DePisa striking at 158, Worrell striking at 105. Worrell certainly needs to get a move on as well. They have been running well, but DePisa has now been able to find the boundaries. Worrell now needs to do that on the other end of things if they are able to get up to that total that we're talking about in terms of 110, 120 or so.
So Springer gone for 4, and Grover didn't trouble the scores. But the last 2 overs here now, they'd love to get, I would imagine, just over 100. So this 9th over, this second last, is going to be of great importance. And Austin comes back in the attack. Worrell has been a bit quiet. He's got 21 from 20 balls. And here's Austin to come into the attack again. We start over number 9. The first ball, bang on target, right in the block hole.
Yeah, that's what we saw from Gary Austin. In fact, no ball is being signaled now by umpire Sheena Welch. So just as soon as we were beginning to praise him, because yes, the accuracy was there in terms of the line, in terms of the length. That is exactly what skipper Kyle Corbin is asking him to bowl, and what he bowled in that first over as well. But those big bolts, those size 30s of Gary Austin, just going over the line, and he's going to have now to follow it up with another brilliant delivery here for what is going to be a free hit.
Ooh, that was tight.
Yeah, just over that front line there was Gary Austin. And a bit of a break here because you wonder whether or not he is about to be retired out. Rashawn Worrell, I mentioned the fact that looking at his strike rate, he certainly was behind the 8 ball, now striking at a run of ball of 100, Rashawn Worrell. And it appears as if the skipper, Dwayne Smith, now has made that executive decision to retire him out. And come to degrees, we talked about the fact that Dwayne Smith needed to be facing a lot more deliveries. So, Rashawn Worrell, he's been retired for a run of ball 21. And outstrides now number 50, the skipper, Dwayne Smith.
Yeah, would have wanted to have come a bit early, I'm sure. But with 2 overs left, still got the ability to maybe get 20 or 25 here to get his side up to just over 100.
Yeah, the official news is that he's been retired hurt.
Retired hurt.
Rashawn Worrell, but a similar position to what we were talking about with Carlos Brathwaite in the previous innings in terms of Dwayne Smith now needs to face the majority of deliveries here. He's got just 12 balls to face. The first of them will be a free hit as well, so no better way to get going for him.
So here's Smith to face his first delivery from someone that he knows well. They play for the same club. And immediately, Smith is off the mark. With just a single, though, Austin wouldn't mind that.
I'm admiring the discipline of Gary Austin at the moment, and I guess a lot of it has to do with the experienced campaigner of Kyle Corbin, talking to him after every delivery. Just again there, we saw him having a conversation because he doesn't want him to get carried away, because yes, he has that pace factor, but it's more so about the accuracy right now that Corbin is looking for from him.
They should be pushing for 2, but I suppose Dwayne Smith wants to get the strike. He's a capable player. I mean, the piece has done well. He's got 39 from 25 balls. But so far, this has been a quiet over.
Yeah, certainly Dwayne Smith has to be facing. If there's someone that you're going to tell yourself will get the better of Gary Austin, you would probably put odds towards Dwayne Smith.
Full, and just outside the landed leg stump, not able to put it away. So Austin at the moment is winning the battle, keeping things very quiet indeed here.
Yeah, he certainly is, and once again, skipper Kyle Corbin getting his attention, saying, hey, this is what you need to be bowling. Man, it's just once again nice to see that the execution is there from him as well, because it is certainly no small feat to be able to do this time and time again. He did this in over number 1 that he bowled, and he's backing up here in his second one.
You know what? Where did that come from? Keeper doesn't take it cleanly, and we'll get a second. Paris should have been much better there.
Understandably upset is Gary Austin, because these small moments, that additional runs that they would have gotten, 2 byes there on that particular occasion. Looking to ramp it was the piece that Gary Austin once again on that length that he's been successful with so far in terms of restricting the batters, but his keeper just doing him an injustice on that particular occasion.
Very well bowled indeed.
Well, when you look at it in the context of a 10-over game, the 9th over, you're certainly looking for shots and blows, but this has been nothing but dot balls from Gary Austin. 2 singles and a couple leg byes as well. So all in all, Kyle Corbin has to be happy with what he's been able to produce thus far. 1 delivery to close it out.
Now that's gone through. And we'll get a second. But this has been a very good piece of bowling by Austin, keeping things quiet. And as you said, his captain will be very happy with his performance. The big left-hand fast bowler gets his cap and walks away. And certainly will be quite a happy man. 9 gone, 89 for 2.
Yeah, very special spell of 2 overs there from Gary Austin. Didn't pick up a wicket, but he went for 8 runs, and that's something that, if you could do every single time for your skipper, they would accept. The 2 wickets of the day, well, they went to J.R. McAllister in the first over of the game. Taj Tavernier was a bit expensive. Jaden Roberts on the expensive end as well, along.
Well, first of all, let's apologize for the break in transmission. We had a power outage, and we really want to apologize to you. But the news is that the Voyagers are doing not so well, 99 for 5, with Springer getting to 4. Worrell got 21, and towards the end it was DePisa who batted, I thought, very well for his 41 from just 28 balls. Dwayne Smith came rather late. In fact, he just faced 2 balls, and in the end, the 99 for 5 by the Voyagers playing against the Guardians may not be enough, but of course, Dwayne Smith will think that he's got the bowling to do it. So that's the story. Let's apologize again for the break, power outage, but we're very much here at Carlton. The weather's absolutely brilliant, and the Voyagers up against the Guardians. We'll take a break and come back in about 5 or so minutes. Please join us then.
So we apologize for that break in transmission due to conditions out of control, but the Voyagers in the end get up to 98 for 4 in the allotted overs, 98 for 4. I'll see if I can give you the particulars. So the batters for the Guardians were Sean Murray and looking Shane Mosley. Looking at Mosley. Shane Mosley with Sean Williams looking together to 99 for victory. After the Voyagers, they got up to 98. With the one day, the Queens are top scoring with 41. So it's going to be Johan Lane from the north to start things off for the Voyagers. And he will be going to Rashawn Williams. The target is 99 for victory.
Well, we're back with the run chase of the Guardians. I just want to apologize for that break in transmission, but thankfully we're back up and running. So 100 is what the Guardians will need if they are to take a victory here. Just one loss for them so far in this year's tournament. And they'll be hoping that it will remain one at the end of this one. Getting up to 99, Andrew, your thoughts on that one?
Yep, 99 is just thereabouts. You would have expected a little bit more, but as we said earlier, Dwayne Smith quite surprisingly came late and didn't have the opportunity to get going. I think that with DePise's bat, and they might have been looking for another 10, 15 runs, but the runs on the board, and let's see if they got the ball in to defend, which will be considered a reasonable score. Well, the start looks like a good one. First ball put away. Over mid-off, that's gone down to the boundary, that's gone for 4. What a way to start.
Yeah, certainly a fantastic start for them in pursuit of that 100 that they need. Right, Sean Williams out there with bat in a hand, and he's certainly an explosive one at the top of the order. Johan Lane, the young man who's found his way into the West Indies Academy, also found his way on the CPL circuit. He has ball in hand.
More runs, another boundary. Strain of the leg stump and being punished by Williams.
Well, he was in the slot for the first one, and the second one now just angling down the leg side, and because of the pace that Johan Lane has, just need to get back onto that one, right, Sean Williams. And well, this is certainly a fantastic start for them.
Third delivery much better. You talked about Johan Lane. You know the eyes are on him. There are many who are students of the game who believe that this young man has got lots of ability and could, the operative word being could, go all the way.
Well, he's found a better length now to Williams, but certainly a young man with a lot of potential. Johan Lane, got a chance to see a lot more of him in the longer format of the game, given that he's been playing a lot of 4-day cricket with the West Indies Academy. But here in the shorter format, he definitely carries that additional pace factor, which is something that presses a lot of batters back.
But he certainly missed his run there, and a boundary will be had. It was badly lined again, but you could see him chipping just before he delivered, but he continued to bowl and was punished.
Yeah, once again, just straying on to the pads of Williams, and it really is one of the easiest shots in the book to play, especially if you're a right-handed batter. Just getting enough onto it, especially given the type of field that they have as well. And it looks like they're trying to make an adjustment to it now, whereby you're going to send the man back towards fine leg. They're asking the man at deep backward square leg to go even further backward to accommodate for that bad line. So I'm not sure if that is what they should be looking to do at the moment, but we'll see if it pays off for them.
What a shot! That was hit with a washpan of disdain. Short and pulled over square leg by Williams, who started with tremendous pace here in terms of his run rate. It was a bad delivery really, and it was put away. And the first over from Lane was not good at all.
Yeah, not good at all. 18 runs coming from that one. 4-4, 4-6 off the bat of Rashawn Williams. That occasion, though, hitting short. And this time he hit it in front of square. And I mentioned the fact that they put that deep backward square leg even further back for that delivery, whereby he was bowling it full and down the leg side. On this occasion, though, dropped it short and was put away. So a fantastic start in the pursuit of 100 here for the Guardians.
Yeah, 18 at the start. You would take that any day. And thanks to some very good batting from Rashawn Williams. Really taking the young man to the cleaners with some very good stroke play. The last was hit with tremendous disdain. It was a short ball and pulled over square leg for 6.
There's a total that they can defend, but it's also a total that you're going to have to bowl quite well to as well. I mean, you look at the type of start that they're having at the moment. You look back just towards the Voyagers innings, and within the power play, they just got to 28 for 1. So certainly shaping up already out of this first over to be a by far better power play for the Guardians in pursuit of it. And usually you tell yourself that teams who get those good starts can just cruise towards the back end of things, or rather in the middle end of things, as they set it up again for that onslaught at the end. So at the moment, certainly on course to get themselves there if things can continue. So not a case of having to pull it back for the Voyagers.
Yeah, with 82 to get from 54 balls, you would think that with smart batting they should get over the line, given the fact that the first over they were able to make as many as 18. So that will certainly make it a little bit easier for the batsmen. That's the kind of start that you wanted, and you got it. Here's Goodrich, big fast bowler. Shane Mosley is the batsman. Of course, that is named as well known. They've represented Barbados and the West Indies. Also plays for Wanderers in the local elite competition.
Similar to Williams, Mosley is also quite strong on the legs, also quite strong square of the wicket as well, especially on the leg side. It'll be interesting to see what Goodrich bowls here to Williams, who's raced up to 18.
Oh, what a shot! What a shot by Williams. He's really come to the party, and that was hit over the top. That's gone for 4. What a start from him. He's on fire.
Well, nothing they bowl at the moment can contain him. You would say that that delivery was in the slot for Williams, and it doesn't matter what pace you bowl at as long as you're in the slot. It was really all about that timing for him as well, back over the top, which has now prompted a change in the field. Mid-off goes back to long-off now.
Wow, wow. You can't get better than that. That's gone for 6. Over backward point. Beautifully played indeed by Williams. He's really batted very well here.
Yeah, indeed, an exhibition of the highest order here from Rashawn Williams, dropping just a little fractionally short in terms of the length, but just not about the length. It was also about the line of that delivery, the width that he gave Williams on that particular occasion, and he put it away quite nicely as well.
Well, he's raced to 28 from just 8 balls. And how will Goodrich respond to this? That had a bit more pace on it. Typical fast bowler's response to being carded over backward point. There was the aggression.
Yeah, good comeback. Had he been looking towards the offside, might have been able to capitalize on that one. But certainly when the blood is flowing in the manner that it is, you certainly expect that Williams will be playing a shorter ball.
He's really got the Guardians off to a very good start here, Williams. Well, luckily there's a fielder on the boundary long off. Flat batted shot by Williams. He's really enjoying himself and saying the ball is as big as we would say in Barbados as a breadfruit. And really has given the Guardians a kind of start that they would like here, because the equation doesn't look that difficult. 49 from in terms of balls, 70 runs to get. And we're just in over number 2, and already they've made 30. Last ball of over number 2. And we get a single, another expensive over. 2 gone, 31 without loss.
Oh, Mosley gets off the mark with that single. He's pretty much been a spectator to the show that has been Rashawn Williams, and if he's able to continue in this fashion, this game will be wrapped up very quickly. So we're going to have to find somebody now that can keep him quiet, and not just keep him quiet, but somebody that can break the partnership. A discussion ensuing there in the car park, and I know they have to be talking about the shots that Williams has been playing so far. He's really put on an exhibition at the moment for all who have gathered here.
Well, that gentleman seems as if he can do a bit of coaching. And I know there are 1 or 2 jobs available at the regional level. He's trying to play that little flick. So we start over number 3. And the very experienced Dwayne Smith, recognizing he's got to come in to the attack and restore some order to the bowling, because already we've had an average of 15 per over. And he's going to start over number 3. Williams is on fire, but it's Shane Mosley who's been quiet. So vast experienced Dwayne Smith comes into the attack. Here we go.
At this stage here, 32 without loss, already going past that power play total for the Voyagers I mentioned before, 28 for 1. And certainly when you look at this type of start, the only thing that will help from here will be wickets. They need to be able to break the partnership, and not just break the partnership, but get into the middle order of this Guardian side, given the start that they've been able to get off to.
Well. Smith is on his legs, and Williams is after him. That goes over the wicket. That's another brilliant shot from Williams. The maximum.
Wow is the only word to describe what we're witnessing at the moment. You tell yourself that Dwayne Smith is probably the most experienced campaigner out there with ball in hand, but he too is sent into the car park.
Yeah, well, this is the kind of start that when you've got to chase just around 100 in a 10-over match, you're 38 without loss in 2 overs and 3 balls, you should really go on to win it. So the equation now 62 to get from 45, and they've got all the wickets in hand. That's going to be called a wide. Umpire Welch. Falling down the leg side. Williams would have been a bit unhappy, didn't put that away.
Yeah, had he gone back onto that one, fine leg would have stood no chance. But this is what happens when you have batters in a mode like this and going like this. Bowlers unable to settle, unable to find the right lines and lengths to bowl.
Oh, he's bowled him. Dwayne Smith, with all of his experience, produced a very good delivery. And that's an important wicket to get. Williams goes for 35. It's now 39 for 1.
The Voyagers needed that one. A brilliant 35 from 12 deliveries for Rashawn Williams. He did his job. He did what the skipper needed of him, the skipper Kyle Corbin. But yeah, full and straight from Dwayne Smith. Unable to get under that one, Rashawn Williams. And that is what they needed. They will need a lot more as well here now.
Yeah, good bowling by Smith, as you said. Right in the block hole. Might have slightly played across it. Looked very angry when he was dismissed. But he's done his job. And should make it easier for the new batsman coming to the crease, who is also a shot maker, and Roshan Primus. Coming at number 3. But boy, the Voyagers really needed that wicket. And Smith, with all of his experience, being able to breach the defence of Williams. Still got 2 balls left in this first over. And Primus will do battle. And we know Primus to be an aggressive player. So one would think he'll want to go after the bowling as well. And gets off the mark and grand style, flicked away, threw forward the square, that's gone for 4, on the legs. And he said, thank you very much indeed, that was a gift. And put away by Primus.
Oh, just when you thought the wicket might produce quieter times for the Voyagers, Rashawn Primus is straight out to the crease and immediately timed that one beautifully off the legs. It was also about the balance as well, playing that shot as well.
More runs. Well. It's gone for 6. Where did that come from? But 6 runs. So after getting the wicket of Williams, Smith has been pretty expensive in this over. 3 gone. And listen to this already. The Guardians, 49 for 1.
Oh, the wrist work came in on that occasion from Rashawn Primus, back of a length from Dwayne Smith, but got his hands through that delivery quite quickly and sent people scampering there. So yeah, racing away at the moment, 49 for 1 in just 3 overs, already doing pretty much half of the job as it pertains to the target that they have to chase down. That target of 100 is what they're trying to reach, just back of a length short, in fact, from Dwayne Smith. And as somebody watching television on their front couch was probably in a bit of problems with that one.
Yeah, so 3 overs gone, already 49 for 1. So we continue to look at the equation, which is looking very good for the Guardians. 51 to get from 42 balls. And their camp will be quite happy with what they've seen. A decent crowd has gathered. Many people on the far side of the ground getting the shade of the trees. Always lovely to come to Carlton and Blackrock, just on the outskirts of the nation's capital, as we said earlier. The Desmond Haynes Oval. Desmond Haynes, the lead selector, would have represented this club with great distinction. So it looks as if it's going to be the pieces that come into the attack. And that's going to go away for 4 runs. Down to that backward square area. He's offline and put away by Mosley. This is looking very easy for the Guardians.
No bowlers seem to be able to get it right at the moment. To anyone out there, Mosley, for the most part, has been watching the licks that have been ensuing, and he now has joined the party. The piece is starting with one that's on the legs, and I mentioned the fact that Shane Mosley is extremely strong on those pads.
So Primus, who's got 10 from just 2 balls. But look at that in terms of a shot. So very well played indeed.
Originally, I thought it was a little further down the leg side in terms of being around middle and leg. In fact, it looks like he took that one from middle and off, in fact, and got it behind square on the leg side.
So here's Dupree's up. It's got the long on right back. There's also a wicket in the boundary. Oh, what a shot. Maybe the shot of the inning so far. Played with surgical precision between mid-off and extra cover. And that's very well played by Primus for 4. What a beauty.
Oh, my goodness gracious me. That was probably the best of the lot. It was not about the power. It was about the placement. It was about the timing and the execution on that one from Rashawn Primus. He will want to see that one again. I do as well.
Placement was top of the line there as well. Much better delivery. The thing about it is that he just had to reach for it slightly and got to the pitch and drove it sweetly for 4.
Yeah, straight out of the coach's manual. That one. Certainly nobody moving for that. Well, he went from timing and placement to brute force on that occasion. Just results in the one.
That's a wide. The piece up. One you could describe as hiding the ball there. And umpire Dave Thompson had some work to do. Another good shot. Another 4. Happening so easily for the Guardians. Played away. Square in the onside. Down to backward square. Another boundary.
Well, they're dealing in boundaries at the moment. Dragging that one from outside the off stump was Mosley towards that vacant deep square leg area. Takes them up to 64 for 1 at the end of the power play. And to my mind is in fact the best power play that we've had so far in BIM 10, because I think back just a couple of matches ago to the Warriors and they got to 58 for 1. So 64 for 1 and just 36 runs now needed from 36 deliveries for the Guardians to take victory here versus the Voyagers.
Yeah, 64 for 1. It's not that you've got to chase 120 or 130. Just have to chase 100. One would think they should go on to win this. The Voyagers, the Pisa got 47 and World got 21. But just felt that bit of a mistake in Dwayne Smith coming so late. He's got a bat early. And when he came, well, he couldn't do too much.
Yeah, certainly can't leave that firepower sitting down for too long. And it is a case of having to go back to the drawing board and address what we're seeing at the moment if the Voyagers are to find themselves amongst the running for the top 4 towards the semi-finals.
So Javon Grosvenor is the bowler. Very strongly built young man. He's got a lot to do in terms of trying to pull this back for his side.
Two very quiet deliveries in the context of the onslaught that we've been seeing at the moment. And if they aren't going to be picking up the wickets, certainly have to be building up that pressure, something that we looked at as well in the innings before this. So can he string together a couple deliveries and keep them quiet for a period of time?
Well, chance for a catch. The keeper should take this. Oh, he makes a meal of it. Wow. And I don't think the sun would have been in his eyes. Just made a meal of that.
Well, we said those dot balls, we said building up pressure, but there are chances that come. And, well, that should have been taken by Gadsden Bowens, the keeper there. A case of it going sky high. Yes, it would have been swirling a bit, and the wind would have been pushing it away from him. And he just never got there in the end. So Primus survives. And has another chance to do damage here.
And he certainly does. That was hit with brute force. Over straight the wicket. Tremendous power by a big, strong man. Wow, that was really crunched by Primus.
Well, if you're a naughty child, that's the type of spanking that someone would want to give. But my goodness gracious me, we talked about the fact that he got a life. And he is living beautifully at the moment, Rashawn Primus. That ball has disappeared.
Certainly has. But we know his ability. We know his power. We know he's a very dangerous batsman, Primus. There's no doubt about that. And has already got 24 from just 8 balls. And the Guardians are coasting. Here he goes again. And that's gone for 6. Fielder down at long off had interest for a bit, but it sailed over his head. And that's another boundary, another 6, maximum.
Well, this is certainly entertainment of the highest order for those who've gathered at the Desmond Haynes Oval. Goes wide, goes full, and disappears once again. The first time over long on, this time into the trees over long off. And you question, where will this one go?
Just a single. So that one was unmolested, really. Balls before he hit with tremendous power. Another good over for the Guardians. They're coasting. They should win this comfortably. 5 gone. They're 81 for 1.
Well, it started as a Jaden Roberts show. And, well, there was a sequel. And the star of it has been Rashawn Primus. Sorry, Rashawn Williams. In fact, Rashawn Williams, he got 35 from 13. And Primus now 31 from 10. And certainly in terms of the heavy lifting that needed to be done, it's been done by those two. Now 81 for 1 at the halfway stage.
And importantly, there are now more balls than runs. They require just 19 and as many as 30 balls. So this should be completed pretty soon. I think the Guardians will be disappointed if they didn't win this maybe the next over or 2. They've got the platform, and they've got someone like a Primus who can win it very comfortably for them. Yeah. Now the pieces they continue. We get a second here. It's very easy for them. And that start that they got from Williams, in fact, 18 in the first, he gave them the kind of start that would make it easy for the batsman coming behind him. We should get possibly a second. Had he really raced through, would have gotten 2, but didn't bother with it. I suppose he recognizes that it's so easy now for them. There's no need to flirt with danger. But this has been a big performance by the Guardians so far. Thought they were pretty disciplined in their bowling. And now they should go on to win this very comfortably here.
Yeah, they should, given the trajectory of the innings. But what it also does is it really gives a jump kick to that net run rate for them, something that might come into play when we get towards the semi-final stages of it. So we'll want to get it done and dusted probably next over and a half or so.
Good bowling by the Pisa, bowling it wide, making the batsman stretch for that. That's going to be called a wide. Umpire Thompson has had some work to do. Very competent umpire. Umpire Dave Thompson. Chance for catch. Catch taken. So something is going good for the side that is under the cosh here. So Mosey departs, but he would have done, along with Williams and, of course, Primus, enough to see his side get over the line. 85 for 2.
Yeah, very quiet innings in the context of what we've seen from Mosley. Pushing it wide again was the Pisa, asking Mosley to reach for it. Splices off the top part of that bat, and a comfortable catch being taken in the end. So he has to go, and it's now 85 for 2.
So Jadeja Edwards comes to the crease. Another left-hander. And faced him to the left arm spin of De Pisa. We'll get us. No, he won't. He was looking for the second, but decided against it. Plays at the junior level in Barbados. For a side in the country here is Boscobel, side that would have won the intermediate competition. I'm sure it would have been spotted. Seen him a couple of times bat, and he can certainly bat. Hits the ball pretty hard. But the attention is turned to the man who's batting now, Roshan Primus. And recognizes that there's no need to flirt with danger, just work the ball around and win the game. So, 6 gone, 87 for 2, 13 to get from 24 balls.
Yeah, certainly in the context of things, you would want to finish it very quickly in terms of that net run rate, but at the same time, you need to get the job done as well. So if it's the case, if it takes a couple more deliveries for them, they certainly should not be disappointed with that. At this stage, everything's shaping up towards the likes of the Guardians taking this one. 99 for 5 is what they were able to restrict the Voyagers to. And De Pisa, well, he got 47, which really propped up that innings. But the fireworks of Primus and Williams, who are now standing at 35 apiece from 13 balls each as well. And the reason why we stand here at 87 for 2 after 6.
So Desmond Currency comes into the attack to start over number 7. Pretty useful bowl at the local level in Barbados. Is always among the wickets as well. Tidy. So Primus comes back for second run.
Yeah, really targeting that leg side is Rashawn Primus. He scored majority of his runs there. But Currency looking to force him to hit towards the offside into the win. And because of that, Primus is taking that massive step. In fact, even starting to bat on off stump as well. Yeah, just taking that first initial step towards that offside to open up the angles on the leg side. But Currency still able to keep things quiet.
So they're under 10 now, just 9 to get, 20 balls. And this really is a canter really for the Guardians, led by a very dangerous batsman in Primus. Here we go. Here we go. Big shot. Over the wicket. Short of a length. And dealt with in the appropriate manner by Roshan Primus, who's on the cusp of getting a half century. He's 44 from 17 balls. And have a look at that. That was it. With real power. Gone a long way for 6 runs.
Well, just 3 runs needed now for victory here for the Guardians. And certainly when he strikes it, cars are in problems, people are in problems, even the wind in problems when it comes to Rashawn Primus. So that's 3 runs away now from taking another victory here in the BIM 10 competition, the Guardians. That seals the deal for the Guardians. They move to 6 points and into 2nd position in this year's BIM 10 competition. 101 for 2 in 7 overs is all it took for them. And all in all, you would have to say a complete performance from the Guardians.
Yes, indeed. And led by Roshan Primus, 48 from just 18 balls. And a very good performance from them. Of course, Williams would have given them a good start. In fact, the first over cost 18. So that was the kind of cue that they would have been looking for, the Guardians. And in the end, coasting home comfortably for comprehensive victory. Well done to them.
Comprehensive and complete indeed from this Guardians side. They won the toss earlier and asked the Voyagers to bat first. They were able to restrict them to 99 in their 10 and then just needed 7 overs to get to 101. So that brings us to the end of the 2nd match on this first day of cricket here in the year 2024. It's been a pleasure being here with you. That scorecard once again, 99 for 5 in 10 the Voyagers and 101 for 2 in 7 overs. So that's it here from the Desmond Haynes. We'll come back tomorrow with 2 more matches in the BIM 10 competition. Until then, goodbye and good evening.